Hi everyone, welcome to Super Kalam. I am your teacher and mentor Arpita Sharma, and today we are starting with Modern History Marathon. Now, here in Modern History class, there would be no parts. In one entire class, we are going to cover the entire modern history. We are going to revise modern history. This is a revisionary class, so I request all of you to please take your registers. देखो, we have completed revision of economy, geography, and today we are completing modern history. But what I have noticed is that students they ask for class notes. Ma'am, PDF de do. Although I provide class notes on our Telegram community, the link is given in the description box. But when these kind of requests come from your side, that shows that all the hard work, all the efforts I am putting into the class, I am making notes live in the class. See, all these notes I have made live in the class, and you guys are sitting taking a back seat and just downloading the PDF of class notes एंड रिवाइजिंग थ्रू इट अपनी तरफ से वो मेहनत नहीं डाल रहे हो कि आप मेरे साथ रिवाइज करो, एक्चुअली मेरे साथ नोट क्विक नोट्स बनाओ, माइंड मैप्स बनाओ, वो नहीं कर रहे हो. सो दैट पेन्स मी अलॉट. मेक श्योर दैट यू आर एक्टिव इन द क्लास. घंटे भर की क्लास है, 40 मिनट की क्लास है, और आप लोग अगर बस कहानी की तरह सुन रहे हो, दैट मीन्स वो एफर्ट नहीं डल रहे हैं. अगेन एट द एंड यू आर क्रैमिंग, रट्टोफाइंग हो रहा है, रोट लर्निंग हो रही है, वो दैट आई डोंट वांट. So we have to make sure our mind is equally stimulated. One sided efforts नहीं होने चाहिए ना, both sided होने चाहिए. So I request all of you to make this timeline with me in the class. जो भी आज हम notes बनाएंगे, I want all of you to make notes with me in the class so that when you go back and revise through class notes PDF, revision becomes quicker. जल्दी हो जाएगा revision because you have made notes ना with me, you have revised with me in the class. तो revision easy हो जाएगा, ठीक है? So let's get started. Also, I would like to thank our Indian Army. Since the last few days, I was really disturbed. That is why Modern History Marathon class took so much time. पिछले 4-5 दिन से we are not able to sleep properly. We are not able to enjoy things properly or look at life properly. Why? Because दिमाग में वही चल रहा है कि what exactly is happening. मतलब everything escalated so quickly कि टाइम ही नहीं मिला प्रोसेस करने का कि हो क्या रहा है अचानक. But we were able to again teach, we were able to make notes, we were able to take classes. Why? Because Indian Army, our armed forces, air force, the navy, everyone, they are there. हम अगर सो रहे हैं रात को तो वो लोग वहां पर उनकी वजह से सो पा रहे हैं. I am very proud of our armed forces. I hope you all also are. I am praying for our armed forces, for each and every warrior and soldier out there who is risking their life to protect ours. So I'm really thankful to all of them. And let's in every way support them, right? Chalo, in this case, let's start the session. So we are going to revise modern history, and what we are going to do, quick revision होगा हमारा. Prelims focused facts हम revise करेंगे. We are going to link with static plus current affairs. For example, any birth anniversary, any other important personality who was in news, we are going to focus on that also. Plus previous year questions so are always, I'll show you. I always keep PYQs handy with me, तो वो तो रहेगा ही रहेगा. In different parts we are going to cover the entire modern history. So first, why British came to India, then we'll go to advent of Europeans, then we'll go to Anglo French rivalry, then British conquest, battle of Plassey and Buxar, subsidiary alliance, doctrine of lapse, governor generals, revolt of 1857, socio religious reform movements, formation of Indian National Congress, moderates versus extremists, partition of Bengal Swadeshi movement, Surat split, then revolutionary activities, Gandhiji's arrival, then different movements after his arrival. तो ऐसे करते करते हम पहुंच जाएंगे इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस एक्ट तक. ठीक है? So this is how we are going to revise. Now when we start with, first let us understand why Britishers came to India. अगर if I have to summarize it, we will write they came to trade, they became powerful, and they took over India. If I have to summarize, because Britishers came to trade, ये ट्रेड करने आए थे, स्पेशली इन स्पाइसेस, सिल्क एंड कॉटन, विच वर वेरी वैल्यूएबल इन यूरोप, राइट? क्योंकि स्पाइसेस तो यूरोप में थे नहीं, सो देयर डाइट वॉज वेरी ब्लैंड. सो स्पाइसेस, सिल्क एंड कॉटन, दे केम हियर टू ट्रेड ओवर इट. एट फर्स्ट दे केम एज बिजनेसमैन. सबसे पहले तो बिजनेसमैन बनकर ही आए थे फ्रॉम द ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, who wanted to buy goods and sell them in Europe for profit. That was the first aim. But eventually they took control over the larger part of India. They got involved in politics. They saw that there was some kind of friction, and they utilized it. Divide and rule policy they utilized, and that's how they settled. That's how they started taking over India. तो हमें हमारा why तो clear है. We know why Britishers now came to India and why they were here in India. Now we are going to understand the entire super simple timeline. For example, 1600 में उनका आना, 1608 का period. So all this period we are going to understand in the advent of Europeans. Let's start with this timeline. East India Company. Okay. I will correct the years also whenever when we'll move to each and every event. अगर मान लो years में कुछ खराब गलती होती है तो मैं जैसे जैसे events आते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे correction करती जाऊंगी. But let's start with 1600. What happened in 1600? In 1600, the East India Company, EIC, it was formed, and this East India Company was an English, write it down, English, and later British joint stock company, joint stock company, which was formed in 1600, and it got dissolved, write it down, it got dissolved in 1874. ठीक है, यहाँ तक पॉइंट्स क्लियर हो गए. Now it was formed to trade in the Indian Ocean region. That is why it was formed. Indian Ocean region में trade करने के लिए. Initially it was with the East Indies, that is South Asia and Southeast Asia. Then later it was with East Asia also. Now ये जो कंपनी है ना, इसका कंट्रोल धीरे धीरे, इसका होल्ड धीरे धीरे बढ़ता ही गया. So that is very important to remember. Plus it was a public de facto company. ठीक है, that means partially state owned enterprise थी ये. After Government of India Act 1858 तब तक ये state owned enterprise थी. Now if we look at it originally, write it down, it was formed, or let's say it was chartered as the governor and company of merchants of London trading into the East Indies. Initially इस नाम से ये चार्टर की गई थी. ठीक है. Now then we'll move to another historic event, which is 1608. What happened in 1608? So in 1608, the British East India Company made its first landing. The first landing was made in India, in Surat. And here William Hawkins, you must remember his name, William Hawkins. He was leading the first ship. Ship का नाम क्या था? Hector. So it was August 24th, okay, when it came to Surat. When William Hawkins landed, he went to the court of Jahangir के कोर्ट में गए. Why? So that he can seek permission to establish the first trading factory in Surat. Now his first arrival was unsuccessful. His first initial efforts were unsuccessful, but his arrival laid down the foundation for British East India Company's eventual domination in India. Okay. Now comes the period of 1612 to 1700. This period is very significant. Why? Because it basically witnessed the dominance of Mughal Empire also in India. Also, there were regional fragmentation in the Mughal Empire. Thirdly, it also showed us the establishment of British East India Company, because factory and fort building happened. इस part को हम fortification भी बोलते हैं. Whatever trading, whatever activities Britishers were doing, they were protecting it, they were fortifying it also. That means their stay here was not temporary. They showed that we are here to rule. हम यहाँ पर permanently रूल करने के मंशा से आए हैं. दैट ऑल्सो शोड दैट देयर इन्वॉल्वमेंट इन पॉलिटिक्स. अब वो इसी पीरियड में पॉलिटिक्स में भी काफ़ी इंटरनल पॉलिटिक्स में दे वर गेटिंग इन्वॉल्व. In 1612, there was also another very important battle, Battle of Swali, where British East India Company defeated the Portuguese. Now, what is the meaning of this? That paved the way for their dominance in Indian trade. That was the meaning, or you can say the outcome of Battle of Swali. 1600 में they came. 1608 they wanted to take permission. Their first ship landed in Surat, and 1612 they got the right to establish a factory in Surat. So this particular year showed the dominance of trade by British East India Company in India. And then when we look at the period of 1700s, this period marked the beginning of decline of the Mughal Empire. Aurangzeb ke baad to later Mughals were very weak, the successors were very weak. So 1700s marked the decline of Mughal Empire and the rise of British dominance even on the political arena of India. Now comes the next very historic moment, which was 1757. What happened in 1757? We had Battle of Plassey. Now, in Battle of Plassey, what happened? Because of this battle, East India Company was able to take control of Bengal by 1772, including Burma region also. This was a very, very decisive battle. Abhi Battle of Swale mein, what happened? Portuguese were defeated. Battle of Plassey mein, French allies were also defeated. So, British East India Company was under the leadership of Robert Clive in this battle against Nawab of Bengal and his French allies. And 23rd June 1757 में ये battle लड़ा गया. But this battle was lost by Nawab of Bengal. Why? Because of the defection of Mir Jafar, Nawab Sirajuddaulah's commander in chief. And that is why this battle was lost by them. So if we have to summarize, there were two sides in this battle. First side was the Great Britain. Then we have Great Britain को represent करने वाले East India Company and Bengal defectors, which I told you about. The other side had Bengal, France, and French East India Company. These were the two parties which fought this battle. Now, this battle was fought in Palashi. That is why the name of the battle is Plassey. So basically, angelicized version है पलाशी का Plassey. ठीक है? तो ये पलाशी में ये battle लड़ा गया था. Write it down. Palashi. And it was fought on the banks of river Hooghly. So again, this is important. सो इन शॉर्ट लेट मी हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड बैटल ऑफ प्लासे. समराइज कर लेते हैं फटाफट से. तो यहाँ पर क्या होता है? व्हाट वाज द बैटल ऑफ प्लासे? इट वाज अ फाइट. राइट इट डाउन. इट वाज अ फाइट बिटवीन ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी एंड नवाब ऑफ बंगाल सिराज उद दौला when on 23rd June 1757. And where was it fought? In Palashi, which is in Bengal. एक village है, गांव है, कहाँ पर? बंगाल में. It is in Bengal on the banks of river Hooghly. Okay. Now the question is, why did this battle happen? So when we talk about Siraj-ud-Daulah, he was angry. He was not happy with the way the Britishers were taking over the territories, fortifying them, creating their forts, etc. Trade privileges को misuse कर रहे थे Britishers. So he was not happy. And the Britishers were also secretly plotting against him. They wanted to take control of Bengal. बहुत fertile region था. They wanted to take control over it. And the final trigger, what was the final trigger? The final trigger was, because of which this battle also started, final trigger was Siraj-ud-Daulah attacking and capturing British Fort William, which was in Calcutta. Basically, it was the Black Hole Massacre also, if you guys remember. Black Hole Massacre. टॉक अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर बैटल. यहाँ पर मैं एक ऐसे डाल देती हूँ. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पर हम देखेंगे हु वॉज फ्रॉम द ब्रिटिश साइड से कौन था? वी हैड रॉबर्ट क्लाइव. ही वॉज लीडिंग द बैटल एंड ही हैड अ वेरी स्मॉल आर्मी. 2000 लोग थे उस आर्मी में. एंड व्हेन वी लुक एट द बंगाल साइड, इट वॉज लेड बाय सिराज-उद-दौला. 50,000 soldiers थे उनके साइड पर, but because of defection they lost the battle. Right. There were key commanders who was Mir Jafar, who had secretly joined hands with the Britishers. So what happened in the battle? इस battle में हुआ क्या? That Britishers attacked Siraj-ud-Daulah, but Mir Jafar and other commanders did not fight properly. So Siraj-ud-Daulah, he got confused, he lost morale, and he fled the battlefield, but he was later captured and killed. So here, after Britishers won this battle, Mir Jafar became the new Nawab. ये बन गए new Nawab, but he was a puppet ruler. He was under the control of Britishers. So it marked the start of British rule. यहाँ पर आप लिख भी सकते हो. Write it down. It marked the start of British rule in India. British rule in India, because they had a control over the Bengal's rich resources and heritage etc. तो यहाँ से British rule बिल्कुल finally start हो जाता है in Battle of Plassey. Okay, so we have so far summarized the period from 1600 to 1757 nicely. Now we are going to move to the next battle, which is Battle of Buxar. तो यहाँ पर हमने in the timeline we have completed East India Company, then we have understood यहाँ पर first British ship lands in Surat, factory fortification happened, then Battle of Plassey, then Battle of Buxar. उसके बाद Battle of Buxar के बाद हम आगे expansion में जाएंगे. Now when we talk about Battle of Buxar में क्या होता है? Battle of Buxar basically was a result of the anger of Mughal emperors. Why? Because Britishers were intensifying their fortification and they were mistreating the Mughal emperors. Now what happened? A major battle took place on 22nd and 23rd October 1764 between British East India Company and the Indian rulers near Buxar, near in Bihar. It was in the banks of River Ganga. And here, from the British East India Company, the leader was Major Hector Munro and Balwant Singh, who was the Maharaja of Benares. And they were fighting against the Mughal Empire, the Bengal rulers, and the Awadh ruler. Shah Alam II, Najaf Khan, Mir Qasim, Shuja ud Daula, they were on the opposite side. But after this battle, there was a treaty which was signed. Obviously, Britishers won the battle. तो यहाँ पर होता क्या है, हमने ये पढ़ लिया कि who fought the battle. So we had over here Mir Qasim, who was ex-Nawab of Bengal. He was unhappy because Britishers had removed him from his position. Then we had Shuja ud Daula, Nawab of Awadh, and we had Shah Alam II, Mughal Emperor. Now, why was it fought? Because Mir Qasim was angry after being removed by the Britishers, and he formed an alliance with Shuja ud Daula and Shah Alam II and Najaf Khan to resist the British power in eastern India. That is why this battle was fought. Now, the result was British East India Company won the battle. They gained control over Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. I remember it like this: B square O. Okay, and in 1765, by the Treaty of Allahabad, they gained Diwani rights. So, Diwani rights kya tha? Ki they can earn revenue from Bengal, Bihar, Odisha on behalf of the Mughal emperor. They can take the revenue. They can collect the revenue. So, this marked, write it down, ye hai. This marked the real beginning the real beginning of British political rule of British political rule in India. Okay, so this was the real beginning of British political rule in India when they were granted Diwani rights because of Treaty of Allahabad. ओके तो दोनों ही बैटल्स के बीच में एक कंपैरिजन चार्ट जरूर बना लेना क्रिएट अ कंपैरिजन चार्ट बिटवीन both the battles so that you can understand the gist of the battles, the interpretation of the battle. Now we are going to move to the next phase, which is 1773 to 1857, expansion of control. डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स एंड सब्सिडरी अलायंस बहुत ही इजी है. डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स एंड सब्सिडरी अलायंस आर यूपीएससी's फेवरेट. इसके ऊपर काफी क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हैं. सो दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, लेट्स स्टडी दिस. Now, this period 1773 to 1857, two very important policies were passed by Britishers, because of which you will see that there is a revolt also which occurs in 1857. बहुत सारे other factors भी थे. These were also one of those factors because of which the revolt happened. So when we talk about doctrine of lapse, देखो in Britain ना there was a policy which is known as doctrine of paramountcy. Doctrine of, write it down, paramountcy. That was a policy by which the Great Britain, as the ruling power of Indian subcontinent, claimed the superintendence of subordinate Indian states and also the regulation of their succession. And that is why in India doctrine of lapse was passed. That doctrine of paramountcy was in Great Britain, through which the government of Great Britain, they acquired the power that all the subsidiary Indian states, their succession rights, everything will be determined by Great Britain only. And when this policy came into India, it became doctrine of lapse. Okay, so basically क्या होता है यहाँ पर, this particular policy dealt with the question of succession of Hindu Indian states. Hindu Indian states. So if you do not have your legal heir, then the your you can say region will be ruled by, or your kingdom will be ruled by the Britishers. That was the basic gist of doctrine of lapse. Now, this doctrine of lapse was also abandoned. Write it down. This policy was abandoned in 1859. वो तो होगा ही, जब revolt of 1857 हुआ उसके बाद तो abandon किया ही जाएगा, because this was also one of the major reasons why revolt of 1857 happened, right? So it was a kind of annexation policy. Write it down. ये एक तरीके की annexation policy थी Britishers की, to annex. Now it was officially withdrawn. Write it down. It was officially withdrawn by लॉर्ड कैनिंग. इसको वापस किसने लिया? लॉर्ड कैनिंग ने वापस लिया. लॉर्ड डलहौजी was one of the key person who introduced this policy. So write it down. Introduced by लॉर्ड डलहौजी. ओके, बेसिक एस्पेक्ट्स आपको इसके पता होने चाहिए. विच वर द प्रिंसली स्टेट्स विच वर एनेक्स्ड यूजिंग डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स. देन वी हैव सब्सिडियरी अलायंस. Now, when we talk about subsidiary alliance, it was basically kind of a control which was placed over Indian territories, Indian borders, Indian kingdoms के borders पे एक control डालना चाह रहा था ब्रिटिश, डालना चाह रहे थे ब्रिटिशर्स, right? British imposed a significant control over the Indian states through troop stationing rulers to maintain British soldiers by paying a subsidy. They are going to protect your borders, your area, your territory, but in return you have to maintain our troops, our soldiers, our horses, our artilleries, etc. by paying a fixed amount of subsidy, regular subsidy. That was subsidiary alliance. And now we have revolt of 1857. तो अभी तक तो हमने we have covered a lot of major parts in modern history. Now let's revise 1857 revolt, and then we'll go to 1858 when British Crown takes over. Okay. So when we talk about revolt of 1857, let's create a separate slide for the same. जब हम revolt of 1857 की बात करते हैं, again UPSC's favorite, a lot of questions have been repeated from revolt of 1857, so we cannot ignore this aspect. Now the question is, what was the revolt of 1857? It was the one of the most major rebellion which India saw, and it was by Indians against, write it down, against the rule of British East India Company. ठीक है, started in May 1857. It spread throughout North India, spread in North India. And why did it happen? So there are major reasons why it happened. The first reason why it happened was the political reason. Write it down. The political reason. Because British removed the Indian kings, doctrine of lapse policy, Indian kings were not happy, because if they had no heir or biological son, then there was no kingdom for them to rule. So that was first reason, which we have already studied in doctrine of lapse. Then next reason was, write it down, the next reason was economic reason. तो यहाँ पर फर्स्ट रीजन में वील हैव डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स, पॉलिटिकल रीजन में डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स. इन सेकंड वील हैव सब्सिडियरी अलायंस, because Indian kingdoms were forced to pay a regular subsidy to maintain the British troops, and plus heavy taxes, then land loss, it made farmers poor. So that was another reason. Then उसके बाद हो जाता है third reason, which is known as the social and religious reason. So what happened in this? तो यहाँ पर आप देखोगे, they were trying to convert Indian culture, religion. They were banning some of the customs, so people were unhappy because of that. उसके बाद, and we all know the cartridge reason, right? वो भी मैं लिख देती हूँ. तो that is also one of the reason. The cartridge grease. तो ये भी एक cow and pig fat वाला जो सीन हुआ था, ठीक है, वो भी एक रीजन है. And then we had immediate trigger. तो यहाँ पर हम लिखेंगे in this immediate trigger क्या हुआ था? It was this cartridge grease. This was the immediate trigger. And then we had the next reason, which is also known as the military reason. Military reason. Okay, so Indian soldiers were not paid equally to their British counterparts. Less pay ho raha tha. They were being stationed in abroad. So obviously the aim was to change their culture and religion. So people were not happy for because of that. So यहाँ पर हम लिख सकते हैं Indian soldiers paid less. Indian सोल्जर्स अगर सेम रैंक पर ब्रिटिश सोल्जर है एंड सेम रैंक पे देर इज इंडियन सोल्जर, पे डिफरेंसेस थे ही थे. ठीक है. सो दीज वर द रीजंस. वेयर इट हैपेंड, इट स्टार्टेड इन मीरठ. मीरठ में स्टार्ट हुआ था ये, because the soldiers, Indian soldiers, refused to use the cartridge. They were being punished, so they marched towards Delhi. Okay. Key leaders who were involved, Bahadur Shah Zafar was involved. He was just a symbolic leader. Then Rani Lakshmibai of Jhansi was involved. Tatia Tope, Nana Sahib from Kanpur, Begum Hazrat Mahal from Awadh. All these leaders were involved. But the Britishers were able to crush this revolt using their army and their superior weapons. East India Company was removed after this battle because the government knew now, British government, कि East India Company has become corrupt. इनसे नहीं होगा, इनके नाक के नीचे revolt हो गया. Okay, so British government took complete control of Indian territory of India in 1858, which is known as Act of Good Government of India. In M. Lakshmikant book, 7th edition, first chapter, you will find this act, Act of Good Government, where Viceroy was introduced. 1858 mein British Crown directly took over. So it was the first, you can say, united Indian struggle for freedom. Now here the British government became a bit scared कि भाई Indians, if we are going to suppress them more directly, they are going to organize themselves into huge revolt and they are going to crush us. ये समझ आ गया था ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट को. That is why now they started playing on divide and rule policy. After 1858, Quit India movement, Swadeshi movement, partition, etc. of Bengal, we'll see divide and rule policy, Montagu Chelmsford reforms, divide and rule policy यहाँ पर देखने को मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. So 1858 के बाद आप देखोगे divide and rule policy was heavily in use by British government, which was observed by many key nationalist leaders. ओके, सो वी हैव कवर्ड दिस वन सिंगल टाइमलाइन. हमने काफी अच्छे से रिवाइज कर लिया ये एक सिंगल टाइमलाइन. नाउ व्हाट आर वी गोइंग टू रिवाइज? हमने यहां तक कवर कर लिया है. वी आर गोइंग टू रिवाइज द सोशियो रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट्स. नाउ वी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम सोशियो रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट्स. सोशियो रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट्स की जब हम बात करते हैं, वी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 1815, अर्ली 19th century. वी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम आत्मीय सभा. Now, who established or founded Atmiya Sabha? It was founded by Raja, write it down, Ram Mohan Roy in Bengal. And do you know that Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Raja is a title which was given to him by Mughal Emperor. Okay. So Raja Ram Mohan Roy started it in Bengal. Now, the next important question is why Atmiya Sabha was established. Basically, it was a philosophical discussion group. Okay. So I'll write that down also. It was a philosophical discussion group which was started. Where was it started? In Calcutta. आज के टाइम पे आप कोलकाता बोलते हो ना. So it was kind of precursor to the more formal Brahmo Samaj, which was later started. Purpose was to form a group of intellectuals to discuss religious topics, social issues, etc., so that awareness can spread among the masses. Now we move to 1828, which is Brahmo Samaj. अब ये बहुत important topic है because Brahmo Samaj is UPSC's favorite. A lot of questions have been asked from Brahmo Samaj. Again, started by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Write it down. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Against ideal worship, caste and superstitions, etc. इसके against awareness spread करने के लिए Brahmo Samaj was established. Then we had Young Bengal movement, 1830. It was established by, write it down, Henry de Rosio. And why? It was against radical rationalism. भाई rationalism सही होना चाहिए. Modern education के basis पे awareness होनी चाहिए, right? That is why it was established in Bengal. And then we had in 1849 Paramhans Mandali in Maharashtra. Write it down. In Maharashtra. It promoted equality and social reforms, etc. It was established by Dadoba Panduranga and Durgaram Mehta ji. Write it down. Mehta ji. Okay. It was basically first such organization in Maharashtra, which was basically about social reforms. It challenged the rigid social structures and patterns and rituals which were followed. Now, then we have in 1867 Pratna Samaj. Again, it was a socio, write it down, religious reform movement, reform movement, which was established in Bombay, and it was established by or founded by Atmaram Pandurang. ओके, तो इसमें भी आइडोलिट्री को डिनाउंस किया गया, हिंदुइज्म को रिफॉर्म करने के लिए दिस पर्टिकुलर मूवमेंट वाज established in 1867. Later on, Mahadev Govind Ranade also supported this Samaj, this particular establishment. Then in 1875, we have Dayanand Saraswati ji, Dayanand Saraswati ji, who established Arya Samaj, basically to spread Vedic principles, awareness about Vedic principles, and promote social and religious reforms. This particular movement was started, the establishment was established. April 10th, 1875, Bombay में इस movement को start किया गया. In 1875 again, Theosophical Society was established. ये एक तरीके का international organization था, ठीक है, and it was started by, write it down, Helena Blavatsky. जिद्दू कृष्णमूर्ति सर के बारे में आपने पढ़ा होगा, राइट, थियोसॉफिकल सोसाइटी का उनका रिलेशन है. एंड राइट इट डाउन, हेनरी स्टील ऑलकॉट. दे एस्टैब्लिश दिस पर्टिकुलर सोसाइटी, बेसिकली यूनिवर्सल ब्रदरहुड को स्प्रेड करने के लिए दिस सोसाइटी वाज एस्टैब्लिश्ड. हैव सत्यशोधक समाज विच वॉज स्टैब्लिश्ड इन महाराष्ट्र. ज्योतिबा फूले ने इसको स्टैब्लिश किया था, एंड ही स्टैब्लिश्ड दिस ऑन 24 September 1873 टू बेसिकली टेक अवे द डिस्ट्रेस and make and empower the Dalits and the women. And education ke through, he and his wife played a very pivotal role during that time. Now 1887 में रामाकृष्ण मिशन की फाउंडेशंस रखे गए, बट ऑफिशियली इट वाज फाउंडेड इन 1897. ओके, बेलूर मठ में इसका हेडक्वार्टर है. वी ऑल नो अबाउट स्वामी विवेकानंद एंड रामाकृष्ण मिशन, राइट. देन वी हैड 1906 में आपका यहाँ पर सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आ जाती है. देयर इज अ सोशल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन फाउंडेड बाय विठल रामजी and it was Ramji Shinde, ठीक है. It was depressed classes mission. The goal was to fight against untouchability over here. Now there were two very important people, Behramji Malabari, and second we had, write it down, Dayaram Gidumal. उन्होंने 1908 में सेवा सदन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को स्टैब्लिश किया. So this particular सेवा सदन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन was established why? To provide refugee education and support to women and children who are in distress, who are in need. Then we have servants of Indian society, again very important. ये UPSC के लिए important है. It has been asked in UPSC. So it was a, write it down, it was a social reform and nation building organization, and it was founded by Gopal Krishna Gokhale when in 1905, basically to uplift and educate the masses towards being more you can say socially aware, for social welfare, to provide them education about their nation, about what is happening in administration, etc. And then we have self-respect movement. It was founded in 1925 by, write it down, E.V. Ramaswamy नाइकर. इनको पेरियार भी बोलते हैं, ठीक है. सो बेसिकली दिस वाज अ मूवमेंट विच एडवोकेटेड फॉर द डिग्निटी एंड इक्वालिटी फॉर ऑल इंडिविजुअल्स. बेसिकली E.V. Ramaswamy नाइकर के बारे में देर वॉज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एडिटोरियल ऑल्सो विच केम इन द हिंदू न्यूज़पेपर. दैट इज वाई आई एम ऑल्सो कवरिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर मूवमेंट, एंड इसके ऊपर एक बार क्वेश्चन आ चुका है यूपीएससी में, सो वी कैन नॉट इग्नोर इट. And then there was a NPO, that is non-profit organization, Harijan Sevak Sangh, and it was founded by Mahatma Gandhi ji. It was founded in 1932. Why? To fight untouchability and uplift the marginal classes. So in 1932 में we have Harijan Sevak Sangh. तो ये है हमारे important social reform movements which were launched and which have been repeatedly asked also in UPSC prelims examination. So make sure that you cover them very diligently. अब हमने क्या क्या cover कर लिया, एक बार we can look at over here. हमने रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 भी कवर कर लिया, सोशल रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट्स आल्सो वी हैव कवर्ड. Now the next part of modern history which we are going to start is formation of Indian National Congress, moderates versus extremists, all the national freedom struggle movements. We are going to cover them, but उसको हम part 2 में cover करेंगे. Yes, I told you that in one part only we are going to cover the modern history, but there are a lot of things that you need to revise. अभी बहुत सारी चीजें cover कर ली ना हमने, तो I want all of you to re-revise it. 2 बार revision हो जानी चाहिए आपकी. So at 6 p.m. our next class would be on the next part. मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री को 2 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर देते हैं, सोशल रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट्स तक पार्ट 1 एंड रेस्ट ऑफ इट पार्ट 2, बिकॉज देन इट इज अ सेपरेट गेम विच इज गेटिंग प्लेड इन हिस्ट्री. So to understand that we need another revisionary session. तो आज 6 बजे today at 6 p.m. we are going to conduct this session. Make sure you revise this particular class till then. इसको अच्छे से revise कर लेना है, छोड़ना नहीं है, ठीक है? All the best everyone. Keep revising. We'll meet at 6 p.m. today.